Welcome, everybody, to the Broken Wing Racing League. This is the Endurance Championship, Season 5, Round 2 here at Le Mans. And we got a packed house for you. A lot of drivers out there on track. I'll start with that. We have over 26 GTPs and 19 GT3s. If you didn't know how to do the math, which I rarely do, it's 45 drivers, or 45 teams in total. There are going to be some teams that will have a couple drivers per team. Not sure which ones those are. I had my sheet ahead on me right now, I would be able to tell you, but I don't. I couldn't find the link in time. And so we're just going to go in blind. I think the Barbecue Boys, I think they always have a couple drivers. But besides them, I'm not sure. You might see a lot of solo driving for that. Jeff Koffold following nicely as Aiden. Aiden Golden. He's new, not sure. Ah, cool. Ad break. Oof. Oof. That is Andrew Off and Elliot Burton, and that back is wiggling. Yeah, so this is just set to who's crashing right now. There's no real need to look at anything beyond that. I mean, just people wrecking. Except on this always catches the out of stuff. Anyway, what are we looking at here on terms of times with the GTPs? The fastest driver was Park Sale Cruz with a 3-minute 23-second .775, and then contrast to the GT3s at a 3-minute 53-second .121 from Ryan Otis on the Ledge Racing. And for the GT3s, that pack might split up after, I'd say, the initial lap or two. There is quite the disparity of lap times in practice from what I can see from Ryan Otis, who's sitting the top step there, to a couple drivers in the... So if we're looking at maybe 4 seconds off pace at the end of the group, or at the end of the class GT3s. Alex here, trying to get that back on track. A little different story there for whoa, did I say different? All right, so I'll exclude one, but 323s. There's only 2 drivers in that. But then he goes 324s, 325s, 326s, and that's pretty consistent. And then 327s. And then that's pretty much the whole field. You'll get a couple drivers outside that, about 4 drivers that are not within the 327 range. They're just slightly outside of it. But that's set to scale. I think it's going to be a fairly interesting pack in the GT3 or in the GTPs. With 3 minutes, 8 seconds left before qualifying starts. It's going to be 20-minute qualifying. I don't think they've done anything different with the qualifying procedure. Let me take a look here. 15-minute qualifying for each class. GT3 is first. Then needs everyone to go out quickly, so the GT3 pack around the track before the GTPs are released to avoid crossover. So it's a 30-minute qualifying session? What says Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. That's what it says, but I don't believe it. Are they cutting the race time to allow qualifying for 30 minutes? Come on, it's a rough track to qualifying. Well, I guess we'll see. Austin McGill. iRacing thinks he is going to crash, but not anymore. The one thing about the crash cam thing is that it always gets a crash too late. It registers. See, like right there. There you go. This guy was probably losing it way before that. We got to see the end result. Picking up some debris, and there you go, Miss Felipe, and it actually kind of saves it. That's a drift for you. Barely slanted Parks. And we just lost why Jesse Canales went into the barrier there. Like I said, doesn't make any sense. You think it would be able to register the car there? See, there we go. We got one that's fully out there. Whoa! And Craig break into the barrier, and just a little too late. Whoa! That went flying. There's a lovely livery there for Cars Racing. Ah, oh my God, Tyler Bramble, and he's got his wife who's with him on board. Just the one, maybe. Le 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 Mans. I'm doing pretty good, Connor. How you doing? It is a 20-minute qualifying session, which is what I was assuming, 10 minutes per side. But I think there's some little agreement within the race briefing that in 5 minutes, the GTPs will also go out when they're all the way across the track. So no one, I mean, it's bound to be some blocking, but it's going to be a curious one. I didn't quite understand the race briefing. But at some point, these guys will still be on track and the GTPs will exit. And you can see that some of them are getting kind of ready. And then there's Tyler Dunnett, who's just making his way out. But then look at this. Some of these guys are already exiting their pit box and are ready to pounce on track. That is called sweats. And, yeah. Refresh real quick because I don't think I got everybody. Uh, Hoping I got everybody. The long out lap. And an even longer lap. Ryan Otis did have the fastest time in the GT3s. He is not the first driver out there. Nor is he even... Is he on track? We got a bunch of drivers right now that have actually not even gone out on track just yet. For the GT3 class, they are registered. I'd say 4 at least are still sitting in the pits, which is quite odd. Maybe some last minute adjustments. Finally get one driver through the Porsche curves. And this might be a long one, but definitely an entertaining one. As we could hear a Ferrari. Really nice. And Jeff. And he is going out in the middle of what will be considered traffic, I would say. The GTPs at I thought it was much for 10 minutes per side. I get that everyone has to go out there because it's just going to be, it's a big, long track. It takes 3 minutes and 23 seconds if you're the fastest GTP driver out there. But for the other ones, not so much. It's a little bit longer than that. 3-minute 26s, 27s, 28s, 29s. I think the with the GT3s, it's 3 minutes, 53 seconds for the fastest GT3. And I'm really just curious about how the, like right now you have Evan Henneman, who's 2.8 seconds back, but doesn't look like he's trying to really, why would he push? It's an outlet for him. And could just making themselves not a block for all these GT3 drivers, but I think he did just get past Trevor Talbot and is now 7/10 back, which is kind of what shows you. Hopefully it gets him before the Mulsanne here, which is kind of what you hope for on a straight. It's not going to affect Jeff at all. Dang. I'd say that's nails it perfectly, but oh, already got debris. No swept track here. No, I didn't see where Jeff was in the order in practice, but as it stands, his predicted lap time could be the fastest lap that we'll see in a GT3, even faster than what was happening in practice. I know some of these guys were probably sandbagging. Oh, nope, that's... I think he held it together. But, yeah, that looked like it was about to slip. Here the S's. A little bit more planted. That definitely also gave him a slight, I would say, 7/10 loss on this lap. And across the line, he'll probably get a 353 or maybe a 354, but I think a 353.5 maybe. As we cross the line, time on the board is a 353.9. I was off by 0.4, but that is great. Trevor Talbot, 356. Forrest Holland with 358. Alex Zier with the 358. Tyler Bramble in 6th with a 359 as Matthew Zuckerman goes in the 5th. And we get Jake Daly with a 355. Felipe F. Ramos with a 402. Shake and Bake Racing, a Chris Stewart hasn't set a time. Ryan Otis sets the fastest time with what I was going to say Jeff had in the bag there, a 353.499. Basically a 53.5. Austin McGill goes into 2nd with a 353.5. Great work for Valhalla, being 2-3 at the moment. And Chris Stewart is going to be one of those late additions, has not set a time. This will be his first flying lap. Brandon Johnston is on his 2nd lap, so I guess his first one didn't count. Lee Winters across the line. Is this going to be valid? Yes, it is. Puts him in 10th, 401.6. Garrett Powell, also 2 laps. First lap was invalidated. It happens. It's Le Mans. Tom Smith is out there. 2nd lap, invalid the first one. So, you know, that's how it goes. Brandon Wilson here has a black flag. And that one is peculiar. Let's see how he got it. Hyperion Racing. Well, whatever he did, it doesn't. Maybe he just kept going when he should have slowed down for a slowdown penalty. I mean, for cutting. Oh, he's going back out there, but he still has a black flag, which I think in qualifying, if you don't end up serving it, it just disqualifies you from qualifying, which I don't know. Here we go. Jesse Canales, the Barbecue Boys, in first with 324.8. Nick Maz of SimCity Racing in 2nd. Raph Motorsports, Dylan Goody in 3rd. Jason Chen now down in the 5th is Gage Hines of Valhalla Motorsports goes into 2nd. Rafael Santos in 5th. Faisis. Nom Nom in 2nd with Peter Flanner. Broken Clutch Motorsport of Adam Thomas in 5th. Pablo Labrania, a friend signed me up, in 6th. Valhalla Motorsports of Matt Benson in 10th. Thaddeus Marshall of 212 Racing in the green. In 8th, Max Poe of Pac Sim Sport in 11. Felipe B. Nunez of JIT Racing in 12. Barbecue Boys of Ethan Kaiser in 13. Jason Chen now down Shapir Racing into 14. 329.4. We still have Parks de la Cruz, who has not set a time. It is his 2nd lap, so he invalidated the first one. Lecky, and that's 2-2 Racing in the white. Lecky Racing of Liam Lecky. No time on the board just yet. Is it loading him in? Is that his... Is this white? I think it's white. God, that is a weird one. I think it is. Somehow it's just completely plain white. Huh. Bizarre. It's almost like it was trying to render something, but it's not. Anyway, moving on. Barbecue Boys of Jesse Canales still holds the fastest time there, as we have Jeff Koffold in the GT3 class taking it back. That 352.7, that was something that he was predictably on that first lap that I was showing you guys, and then he had that little bit of a moment, and that ruined his chances there. But Austin McGill, a sister teammate there of Valhalla X First Class Motorsports, is 352.6, and so Ryan Otis has a 3/10, almost 4/10 gap that he needs to find somewhere on track. And Aerokinetic Ty done it in fourth. Jake Daly still in fifth. Forks Holland in sixth. Alex Zier still of the Mustang Madison seventh. 2-2 Racing Black of Tyler Bramble in 8. Trevor Talbot of Team Trevor Talbot in 9. Want to Go Fast, Matthew Zuckerman in 10th in class. And then Lee Winters of Vincennes University in 11th. He's already done. Felipe F. Ramos in 12th. Draft Punk, Rock Flag, and Eagle of Dylan Thomas in 13th. We still have Shake and Bake Racing, who has not set a time on the board. Brandon Johnson is put it into the pits. So has Garrett Powell. Tom Smith is still out there, getting a little bit of draft from the Draft Punk driver of Elliott Burton. And Nick Mazza now holds the fastest lap for the GTPs, a 3:24.2. Raft Motorsports of Dylan Goody in 4th. It's an improvement for himself. Jesse Canales did not have that lap invalidated there. Gage Hines now into 2nd with his time on the board. Felipe B. Nunez also improved a lap and is calling it good. Adam Thomas of Broken Clutch Motorsports now fastest overall in the GTPs. Pablo Labrahania, no improvement there for him. As Matt Benson improves into 10th. Lazy Racing of Angel Bonello Soto in 13. Tachyon Simsport of Evan Henneman in 15. And 3rd lap down for Marshall Scari. Still no time on the board. He's got 2 tries. Inca Salsa Racing of Craig Burke is out there. 3rd lap as well. No lap recorded. Andrew Korstecki just behind him, also no lap recorded. So with the amount of time left, they do still have another chance if this lap does not count. And another interesting one, Hyperion Racing. This driver, Brandon Wilson, is still out on track with a black flag. It's just going to get DNF'd. Gotta serve it. All right. Shut the... Get out of here. I don't know what that was. Got to... I don't know how those buttons work on the mod. I'll be honest with you. I clicked it twice. Should have clicked it once. Jake Daly also has a black flag, but is going into the pits. Matthew Zuckerman has just improved to go into 9th position for himself. Where is Nick Mazza? Still holding in 2nd. As it stands, it looks like all the GT3 drivers are completely off the grid. They've all parked it, with the exception of Felipe F. Ramos, who is about to set a time. Nope, he is still out there. So is Dylan Thomas. And is this an improvement? It is. Puts him in the 14th. Nick Mazza just at the fastest time is now in P1. On board with Andrew Korstecki, who needs 1 lap. Just 1. Just gone through the S's. This remaining, is this a lap? He gets to go again, but is this a valid lap? Let's take a look at the board. It's a 325. Where does that put him into P13? And he's going again. And look at that, another 2-2 Racing, a Powell Casca, and this is the blue team in 15th, as Parks de la Cruz in the 2-2 Racing white goes into first with a 3:23.5. Can anyone else correspond? Pablo Labirhania is in 5th. He needs to make about, oh, he parks it. Never mind. What can the dentist do? Well, now he's the Cookie Monster. Is he still a dentist in the LMP3s? That's when you know. That Liam Leckie of Leckie Racing did go into 10th. Chris Chittering of Little Lugnuts in 9th. Drivers that I forgot to mention because they didn't... Oh, Marshall Scarry of Stupid Graphics in 19th. It's only the few drivers I forgot to say. With so many drivers that have entered this race, but so many drivers that have actually not even set any qualifying laps. 0. I mean, the amount that have entered and not done anything with 11 seconds left to go is kind of astounding. We have 45 registered drivers for this race, or registered teams, because there's going to be drivers or teams with multiple drivers, but it's kind of bizarre. They had enough time. Some of these guys showed up with allotted time to do qualifying, and yet they think they're just going to run it right on track, which is kind of scary to think about. Take a look at who's... Oh, that'll be Jesse Canales of the Barbecue Boys Charcoal. Now we're just in overtime. We'll see which driver is last of the GTPs. Rough. F and chat on that one. All right, Gage Hines going into the pit lane. All righty. I think he just had an off track there, but yep, he's even parking it. Oh, come on. Chris Chitterling? Pretty cool livery. It's an improvement. Goes into second. Parks de la Cruz. No change there. Marshall Scarry here. I think I was correct on that. And then Marshall Scarry into 15th with an improved position and lap. And then Powell Casca. His last lap was not legitimate. This one should be a little squirrely there, but all as well. Hopefully he doesn't go into the pits. All right, cool. He's P16. Does he improve his time in position? No, he does not. Unfortunate. Oh, there's qualifying. Let's see if it gets this correct. The GTPs: Parks de la Cruz P1, Chris Sherling P2, Nick Mazza P3, M. Thomas P4, Peter Flander P5, Pablo Labrahania in 6, H. Hines 7, Jesse Canales 8, Thaddeus Marshall 9th, Liam Leckie 10, Dylan Goody in 11, Felipe Nunez 12, Matt Benson 13, Andrew Gorsecki 14, Marshall Scarry 15, Paolo Casca in 16, Rafael Santos in 17, Angel Manelo Soto in 18, Evan Henneman in 19, Max Poe 20, Ethan Kaiser 21, and Jason Chen 22. So we gotta wait for the session to switch over because there's a bunch of more drivers in this. Austin did quality on endurance fuel. Oh, that's gonna be a rough one there. Austin McGill in P1 in the GT3 category. Jeff Koffeld P2. It's funny with this lap time. Ryan Otis P3, Chris Stewart P4, Ty Dunnett P5, Jake Daly P6, Alex Zier P7, Elliot Burton P8, Forrest Holland P9, Matthew Zuckerman P10, Tyler Bramble 11, Tyler Talbot 12, Lee Winters 13, Dylan Thomas 14, Felipe F. Ramos in 15. And that is it from those drivers. Let me hit this button once more and see if we can get the rest here. Oh, it's just going to show them all out of position. All right. Well, we'll just go to the GTPs again, or we'll just change it up. You'll just see everybody. Brandon Wilson, 23. Camden Craft, 24. Kyle Feemster, in 25. Craig Brick, 26. Sajay Padhir in 27, Aiden Golden in 28, Patrick Rich in the GT3 classes 16, Brendan Johnson 17, Garrett Powell 18, Ryan Mulvey in 19, Tom Smith 20, and that is it. We'll see if that is how it all shapes up. That's a lot of drivers that did not qualify, and they're there. Take a look. Oh, what a weird angle. I'm Nanian, the owner of a tea house. Jesus, Tyler. Still gritting. What is up with this angle? The chase cam of this. Missing one. And that will be in the GTPs. Oh, 20. Craig Brick is here? Alright, so they just have one extra. What a Hyperion. I hope there's no Hyperion racing incidents that will happen in this race. They're all at the back. Scary. Oh! I didn't even think about it. Just until now. Nice. Thank you and his song for that. Follow. Appreciate it. Oh, and Pablo Labrahania also followed earlier. He's racing. There's probably drivers with qualifying bans. I didn't look at their penalties, but I could only imagine that's why there's not that many of them that are that were qualifying. I was like, that's a lot of drivers sitting in the pits. Little did I forget, I've been doing this a long time. Oh, got a Lucky Charms thing there. That's pretty cool. They are magically delicious. And just behind you, you got the Cookie Monster. I wonder if this is going to be a single file start. It kind of looks like they are going to do that, which, hey, we've had double file, and that has definitely rocked the discussion board afterwards. But it looks like a couple people are going double file, or one person's getting awfully close. But just slotting in, I think. A few were not maybe paying attention and are starting to slot in. So now we're going to go single file through the forward curves. And we are off. Peter Flanner on the inside of Adam Thomas, trying to make up a spot here, and he does so. Adam Thomas on the response, nothing there at the moment, and they're going to keep going. These drivers are not yet up to speed. We'll see what happens there. And everyone kind of following single line here. It looks pretty solid. Hyperion and Incas also. No spots gained or lost just yet. And Austin McGill leads with no real change in the order at the start. There's only one that dropped, and that's Elliot Burton and Alex Zier going side by side. And he did make a spot. Wonderful. Peter Flanders also of Draft Punk Racing. That's 2 drivers in the Draft Punk Racing that ended up making a spot off the opening lineup there. Now we'll take a look back over at our GTP class, and there's a spread towards the end of it. A little chain. RAF Motorsport of Dylan Goody going side by side here with Liam Leckie. And it has not been fully done. Oh, they get a little brave there. And Jakor Stecki also trying to make a move. He's up 3 spots already. And Liam Leckie is into the barrier. Oh, he lost it right there. That's unfortunate. He's already parked it. Still a long race. Everyone else is going to be gaining 1 off of that. All right, now we go over to the GTPs. Trevor Talbot and Tyler Bramble. These 2 are stuck like glue. Back. Looks like Felipe F. Ramos was able to make up a spot on Lee Winters. And now you have a duel. What is up with these? There's 3 American flag Mustangs. That one's crazy. Garrett Powell's the leading one of those. Brandon Johnson is right behind. And they haven't been able, Garrett was able to make up 1 spot, but they haven't made up 1 yet on Lee. All right, take a look back here. Doesn't even have his rear wing. He goes in the barrier. Rejoins. Ends out. How does it get? Barbecue Boys. Oh. It was just... His was completely different. Yeah, just some Baco. Alright. It's actually a benefit. More weight means pushing the tires down more. Or grip. Legit hack. There you go. Oh. And the safety car is out. So everything has been nullified. Ooh, safety car at this track. It's going to be a rough one. All right, let's take a look and see what happened here for all these drivers that started this race. All right, first thing happened here is... Yikes. Barbecue Boys, and that's when he lost his initial wing. So let's take a look at that. That's Brandon Wilson. Oof. Chopper of that one. Was the move on? He breaks. That's the first death. Liam Leckie at that. That was, oh, this was his crash. We kind of saw this one happening. Unfortunate for him. And then Pax Simsport. Pax Poe gets spun there from an Hyperion Racing livery. Not sure which one was that. It's another one. And then, yeah, we saw this one. Just no rear. That's definitely going to affect things. Oh, man. All right. Well, there's only a handful of incidents so far. One handful. Fortunate for the Hyperion Racing drivers there that both of them were involved in. Actually, Camden Craft and Kyle Feemster did not have anything there. It's too bad the doesn't actually show the incidents on that is a long road. Well, neutralize the field. It was kind of spread out off of the first initial lap. Or well. Well, we have some time. Take a look back at the first initial incident, which would be this one. Go on a gyro, see if it, what else could have been happening here. That's Ethan Kaiser. Pull that back to the replay. Cockpit. He's braking. That's not his braking mark line, but where he brakes it there, but got into the side of him. And then something happened here. Aiden was just going slightly slow because he saw the incident. I think that's the only reason why it said that he was going slow. Go back over this one. Dives to the inside. And then taps. A vortex of danger sort of scenario. Not expecting a car to try to take that too wide with him. But you were back. I hope it's just the one lap. There's no way you can. I mean, both those GTPs that are out are owing still and in the pits. Well, it's gonna be a long endurance race. I'll say that right now. Might as well charge some things while I'm waiting for this race to restart. I charge my my pad. Yeah. Sorry. It's actually it's an Amazon Fire tablet thing. Whatever. Not an iPad thing, but whatever. Couldn't think of it in a second. Oh, what a great shot there from the cameraman. Straight up trees. If I could take over on the safety car, I would push us up a couple beats. Maybe go to like slightly halfway to car racing. Ooh, holy. This is gonna be it's gonna be a long one if they go again. Well, I'll be right back. I just want to take a moment to thank the admins for throwing the safety car because I forgot to go to the bathroom before this thing started, and it was a much needed break. But we're still not even slightly close. Are we close? Are we through the Porsche curves? That's what it looks like. Um, if we're at least there, then this has to be just a one lap. This is very boring. I'm sure you're typing that from your car there too. Uh, yeah, there you are. Ooh, yeah. Guys giving him no room there. All right, Liam Lecky's also being let by. Also, they did get through those. Is he gonna get through all of them? Come on, that safety car is staying out for one more lap. Oh no. Well, yeah, you got the guys back in it. Oh, okay. Well, Parks de la Cruz with the fastest lap. Now Nick Mazza. Now Adam Thomas. Just keep putting it. 9 minutes 23 seconds. I think this race will end before we get to 27 laps. There is no way we're going 27 laps with the safety car still out there. Oh, cool. Jeff just did a 8:43 fastest lap. Can anyone beat an 8:43? That would be really interesting. And hilariously, one of the drivers went into the pits, and so he's going to have to re-overtake some of these. Actually, about half the grid of the GT3s. Getting more fuel now as a added save for later. And it's pretty awkward. Let's see. Hey, the most action we'll see in this race, I even think safety cars can be rough. Two minimums. Well, it is but it is a. I'm almost certain because it's an in-house safety car generator they are using. It's not iRacing's official. Like, I mean, I guess there might have to be but no. I mean, you can with the software. I think you could throw it in early and tell the safety car to go in. I've seen it be done in the Oval League, and we still use the safety car. Or no, I think he just uses map stuff for that one. I don't think he actually uses our in-house safety car generator. Patented software. No, it's actually all open source. You can actually look at all the code and the bells and whistles on how they developed it. There's a bunch of coders in the league. Um, yeah, no, if because it is we like even in the GT3 series and the other the Falcon series, we have an in-house safety car generator. It's this special little software that the admins have like control over almost every aspect of it, like letting people through. But Kyle Feimster, I mean, had the admin known that they had all the GTPs right there at the end, just before the if it had just happened slightly earlier, I'm almost positive that the admin would have tossed the safety car to go in. And now we have a LMP that is parked. And now there is a lit serious checkup. What's going on, guys? Who was that? I want to shame you right now. I'm sorry, I don't know who it is. One of these drivers. But look at it. He just made all those drivers are now checking up to a insanely slow speed. I think some of them were stopped. And these two are about to hit each other. Like, weaving doesn't do anything still. Or does it? Did they change that? If they changed it, I would be so annoyed. Weaving's just... I get it. There's nothing else to do. Might as well keep this a little bit more exciting. But, I mean, Jeff is sitting P2 and is able to type in chat. So that tells you what kind of nonsense we're working with here. And we're not even through the entire Mulsanne here. This is gonna be rough. Let's take another look here at people's liveries. That is just a full-on hot dog livery. Who is this? Glizzy Racing, Angel Vanilla Soto. Not bad. Evan Henneman. Isis of Rafael Santos has a Miku waifu on his front hood there. Can spot any other interesting liveries there? I can't. I think the two anime ones are topping the charts here. Take a look. Lucky Charm one's pretty good. That was the Oh Nom Nom. I want to see how many of those what up, Shaybird? I mean, absolutely nothing, Mark. We have gone a full lap and now another lap under the safety car with only one real lap of racing. And one could hardly describe some of those overtakes as racing, but yeah, we do have a couple of American Ford Mustangs. I wonder if they're like, then there's one up further up. I think that's no, that is not this driver. Which one is it? We have Garrett Powell and Brandon Johnston, and then Trevor Talbot, all sporting. Whose fault was it? I mean, since we have so much time on the board, here's the first one. And I'll give you a better replay here, a chopper cam. The Barbecue Boys is in that black car, and he's braking for the corner, and whoom. Choo. That was the first one. Just all the way back. Brakes. And then Lecky lost it on his own. He, well, sort of lost it on his own. He's battling another car here, and they are still side by side. Plenty of room given, but then right here, turns inward, so it's kind of, sort of on him to, I mean, he should have opened up the corner a bit. He knew there was a car on his inside. Pax, another one. Vortex of Danger. It's tapped by a driver who I don't believe he thought was going to be on his inside. And then he doesn't have a rear. The wing, so, and then if you wait slightly long enough, spins out. I don't think it's going to show it in this angle, but there was a cool angle. Yeah, I didn't show it. It was a guy who already had an incident, and he just locked up. That's it. Just a few incidents. I think the most innocent one was probably the Liam Lecky one. He just, if he didn't turn as much and just kind of opened it up a little bit, because he knew he had a car on the inside of him already. He hit that car on the inside, that was on the inside, and then it made him unstable, and then he spun. Bonks. The real question is, does anyone have any racing qualifying bans? Because, oh, you're shitting me. There's no way. There's no way. That safety car is still... Oh, okay. What the heck is that? I was going to say, if you put me through another one of these, I was going to go mental. We are back to car racing, folks. Peter Flander now on the inside of Chris Chitterling as they have shot it together. And look at that. Peter might take another spot just like that. Look at that Parks de la Cruz. Oh, no! And that was a lockup. And now Peter Flander is tumbling down the order as he has to find his way all the way back. That is super, super rough. But now Parks de la Cruz has a meatball flag. What happened there? Oh, that's probably what did it. That's probably what did it. Now we got Austin McGill putting us to car racing for the GT3 pack, and we are back to live. What, such a bizarre start. Parks de la Cruz all the way down. That's not going to bode well for him at all. How are these drivers doing right now? Austin McGill holding... Actually lost one spot there to Jeff Koffold. I bet Jeff's happy about that, but Austin might come back to retake it. You got a couple cars going side by side. It's Jake Daly and Ty Dunnett further back, or Chris Stewart. Chris Stewart and Ty Dunnett. Chris Stewart ahead. Not lost a spot just yet. My love for pickles. They are the loveliest thing you could ever have. What can I say? Max Poe battling it out side by side here with a Hyperion car. Craig Brick. I think it's also racing. Hyperion. Oh, they just have similar liveries. Look at that. Look at the contrast of the GT3 field. It is split up significantly already after just half a lap. Take a look here what happened. Ooh, I think that might be on this driver. Take a chopper cam of what happened. Two cars going side by side. Oop, he locks up. Yep, and then can't even slow it down enough to. That's unfortunate, but these things happen. Felipe V. Nunez has an incident. It's just locking up. Oh, and then hits the rear of another driver. Kyle Feemster of Hyperion Racing going side by side here with Adam Golden, or Aiden Golden. Sorry about that. Oof, clean, very clean. Craig Brick, sorry, Kyle Feemster goes through. Was very close, but got him with the double tap. That's how it goes sometimes. Look at that ad break. This thing just finally started. All right. Taking a look here, and our fastest time is now at 3:30. Jesus. You know they were doing 3:23s in qualifying. They're just not fully there yet. Paige Hines trying to hold ground against Andrew Korostecki, who's up 7 positions, mind you, with Thaddeus Marshall and Powell Casca just behind. And they're 2-on-2 racing of green and blue. Another driver, Evan Henneman, just got passed by Brandon Wilson. One spot. Went back over. These three are still making it spicy for the GT3 class. We'll see if anyone else is further back. We got Trevor Talbot. Who was close to Matthew Zucker, but just kind of lost some time in the final corner. These two guys are Ibex Racing of Ryan Mulvey, Tom Smith just behind of Doxy Racing, and ahead Lee Winters. These three are still pretty similar on pace, and they're together. Matt Benson and Liam Leckie are side by side. Matt Benson in the Valhalla Brown. Maroon? Oh, he's not going to like that I said maroon. It's brown. All right, I'll give it to you. That looks brown. Some other ones have looked maroon. And Matt Benson holding spot, but down 7 from where he started. Unfortunate. Get a slight incident there. Look how close Austin McGill is to the rear of Jeff Koffel. There's literally nothing. I mean, he probably is getting more exhaust than anything else. Just right into his system. That's and look at Ryan Otis, who's behind, was losing them on these straights, but then recatching them just about now. And still no move. Look at the melee that is forming here. Marshall Scari trying to hold ground as Brandon Wilson gets on by Peter Flanners down 9, and he has Marshall Scari just ahead of him. And all these drivers. Camden Craft already has a black flag. That one is the Hyperion Racing 4. On board with Peter Flanner, who has a good group of drivers ahead of him. He might gain one if Camden Craft goes in to the pits right now to serve his black flag. One can only wonder what that's about. Whoa! Holy! And talk about a POV. Of course, Peter Flanders is going to be letting time bleed But as he let time bleed, he somehow still kept the position on Marshall Scary. Max Poe gets on through. That is interesting. Camden Craft has not yet served his black flag. Only get 2 laps of that, or maybe not. Maybe they threw the rule book out on this race. So that one guy did he DNF'd and or so he had a black flag the entire qualifying section. It's just bizarre. Liam Leckie, Aiden Golden going side by side. Leaving the white. They hit. They make a little bit of contact. Liam Leckie has not had good luck going side by side. The Mulsanne corners here. And through goes Aiden Golden. Whoa! Whoa! Just blinked. That's scary. Barbecue Boys of Ethan Kaiser is in the back of this little group that's formed. Marshall Scary has just gone ahead of Camden Craft. Odd one. And we'll go look at the GT3s who are still fighting. It's Matthew Zuckerman, who is about to get passed by both Trevor Talbot and Garrett Powell using the draft technique. Trevor leading these two. And there is Jason Chen just ahead of them. Matthew Zuckerman tucks back in. Austin Gill retook P1. Well, could have ended in a disaster. Peter looking for her buried cookies in the gravel. That one was rough. I don't think these two are going to battle each other much. They are just like finding this draft thing, all running the same livery. I'm almost positive they're all just friends, talking each other Discord, and we got them. And look at that. There's Brandon Johnson joining. The American Mustangs are all of them have that same livery, and they're all close to each other on track. Isn't that lovely? Ryan Otis still in third. Is Alright, so Camden Craft is in the pits. So he didn't even serve his penalty. He just went in. I'm not sure. That's an odd one. Is he calling it? I mean, it's just a black flag. You could definitely make back some time. Brandon Wilson going side by side with Powell Casca, 2-2 Racing Blue. And I think has it before they even get to the corner. What's it look like at the front of the grid here? Chris Chitterling is leading rather dominantly. Only up one spot, but his competitors, Peter Flanner and Parks de la Cruz, who had similar lap times in qualifying, they are gone. Well, one of them's gone. I don't know. Oh no. Lee. Almost live. And he lost it. Maybe it's time to retire the Lambo. Look at this. Now there's more of them. That's Forrest Holland. Jeez. And now he is also about to be overtaken by both the... And he was. Man, these guys got to be just screaming. How awesome is that? Both of them are just shake and bake. They are both passing multiple cars and keeping pace. Trevor Talbot and Garrett Powell. What a dynamic duo. Trio in the back there is Brandon Johnson, who's not yet caught up to his buddies. Got 2 cars in between. Don't worry, because Austin McGill is somehow 6 spots back, and now he's gonna get the same treatment. And one went through. And now a second one goes through. What a fascinating turn of events. These Mustangs are just dominant on the straights. This is what happened for Jason Chen. And that was the earlier incident. And then Wrath Motorsports, Dylan Goody just on his own into the barrier. Then Felipe Nunez also kind of made something similar happen here. And then Dylan Thomas, I mean, this one's incomprehensible. Look at him. He's moving. And that rear just went on him and hits Forrest Holland of Cars Racing, and into the barrier he goes. That's a brutal one. And then here's Tyler Bramble, one of the Mustangs. Oh, he lost it all on his own. And follows Dylan Thomas in almost a similar fashion. That's unfortunate. And Tyler Bramble's, I'm not sure if he's trying to park it, but then Elliot Burton loses the rear. Drops him back a little bit. And then Barbecue Boys of Ethan Kaiser. Just a small one. Lee Winters. We saw Lee's. But Austin McGill also had one. This is Austin. Wow. That'll do it. And that'll put you back there. You hate to see an anime livery crash. Did anyone forget to attach their wings? If you guys are just joining us, there's one at the start of this race that I could show you that it's a little bit different. You go, Gage Hines is the closest driver on track. You know, Ty done it in Ryan Otis' arm. Hi, Connor. Nerf the Powell teamwork. Yeah, that one is they're moving. Right now, they've got a 6.4 second gap to Alex Zier, but these guys are doing alright. Forrest is doing relatively okay considering he got smacked in the rear by one driver. He's in 10th in class. And he's only down 1 spot. Let's go back over to Brandon Wilson here, who's got Thaddeus Marshall of the 2 Racing Green ahead of him. If you might see something. And if you weren't here at the start of this race, it didn't really start up until like lap 4. Did 2 full safety car laps, and if we do another one, I don't know what I would do. There we go, side by side here. Brandon Wilson gets through. Spot gain, 13 total. Matt Benson overtakes Liam Leckie, but it looks like Liam Leckie was serving some type of slowdown penalty because he was pretty slow. Look at these guys go. It'll be interesting to see if they can chip in any time into Alexander. It was a 6.4 second gap when it was before you get to the braking zone. Right now it's saying 6-7. Woo. How's your hands going, guys? Awesome. No. I had to ruin just numbers. Yeah, I would too. Jesus, that was... I didn't mean to do it. But, well, since you guys are here, we're on lap 9. Oh. It's not looking good for Ethan here, but he's back out there. It's actually started right at the start of this race, and this is what happened at the very beginning, right at lap 1, and it was with Ethan. And we'll do a little chopper view of this so you can really get a view of what's happening here. Ooh. So the race already started badly for old Ethan here. And then here's another one with Max Poe. Is that Vortex of Danger? Take a chopper cam of that. He's planning on... Yeah. But Max Poe's still out there, out on track, and he's doing alright. He's up 8 spots from where he started this race. Oh, no, Peter! Oh, no. What happened there? Oh, wait, so we had one lose it. That was Will Scary. And then Peter just gets in that as well. Oh. Oh, he just... I don't know if he was reacting, but definitely wasn't making that. But he's doing alright. Still out there on track. Max Poe now almost level with Kyle Feemster of Hyperion Racing and the BWR 4 car. Don't fear, Trey. The waifu anime livery driver is back out on track. That is Tyler Bramble, who they just passed in the blue flags. And a little bit of a... I don't know if he was on... It's like a little slip up there from Kyle Feemster, I think, on the rear. But back to the confidence. He's pushing again. And there's a little bit of a better gap now after last sector. Gap gone as he approaches to go side by side, but will he go side by side? Confidence in the braking zone. We're about to get there, and holds the defense. He's braking. Why is he braking? Like he broke slightly. Through goes Max Poe for P. No, this is. Well, let's take a look here at the GT3 field. It is kind of split. You have Jeff Koffold in P1. Ryan Otis back 2 spots. And then Ty Dunnett of Aerokinetics in P3. Shake and Bake Racing of Chris Stewart in 4th. About 8/10ths back is Jake Daly of Hero Dose Racing. Alex Zier in 6th with a decent gap there, 3.7 seconds to that. But crucially for him, got an 8.5 second gap here to Trevor Talbot in P7. And Garrett Powell lost his shake and bake buddy as Elliot Burton has now passed and gone into 8th, and Garrett Powell into 9th. Brandon Johnson is now into 10th, just behind. So you have another group of the that are shaping up. Maybe you could ask his other buddy to help him out here. Matthew Zuckerman of Wanna Go Fast in 11th. Tom Smith of Doxy Racing in 12th. Ibex Racing of Ryan Mulvey in 13. He's still got Tom in his sights. Tyler Bramble got a bit of a gap. I think it's 19 seconds. He's in 14th. Draft Punk, Rock Flag and Eagle of Dylan Thomas in 15th. Decent gap for him here from the other drivers, but he had a pit and do repairs. All right, what happened to Trevor Talbot? Oof. He just lost it. Yep. Oof. Look at the precision there from that GTP that got on through. And he's back out there. Lee Winters of Vincennes University. I don't know how to say that. Vincennes? Maybe. We lost Andrew Korstecki. Cars Racing and Michael Sharon is in 17th. So Forrest Holland is out of the car. And he's out there on track. Good for him. And now we're going to take a look at the GTP class. Chris Chitterling of the Little Luck Nuts is leading over Adam Thomas of Broken Clutch Motorsports in 2nd. Valhalla Motorsports something in 3rd. Maybe that's 3 in what Nordic, Swedish, Dutch, Danish. I don't know. Icelandic? Do they speak the same thing? No. Who knows? A friend signed me up, Pablo Laberhania in 4th. He's got a decent gap there, 6 seconds. Sorry, 8. Oh, sorry, 0.8. 7/10ths. Second, I thought he was. What else? Jesse Canales of the Barbecue Boys Charcoal is in 5th. A 1.5 second gap in both directions. And then you have Brandon Wilson in 6th. Almost lost it there as well. He's gone on by Jake Daly. Nick Mazza of SimCity Racing is in 7th. With Rafael Santos flashing to say, I'm taking the braking zone. Oh, but he's already through. Another anime waifu on the livery. But that's Hatsume Miku. It's the only appropriate one you can go with. Just kidding. I don't know anything about that stuff. 2-2 Racing of Powell Casca in the blue car is ahead of 2-2 Racing Green Thaddeus Marshall in 10th. Now I'm definitely on Hey, there's only 2 on the grid. There's, like in the GT3 series, there was at least 3 or 4 at one time. I think it was 2, like a season ago, 2 seasons ago, I think. Max Poe Pack Sim Sport in 11th. He's got a 1.5 second gap ahead of him and 1.3 behind him. That is Kyle Feemster of Hyperion Racing 4. Inca Salsa Racing of Craig Brick out there in 13th with a not a bad gap. Oh, actually, sorry. No, he's got a good one. It's 9.6 seconds. And Matt Benson's 4.1 behind him. Matt Benson in Valhalla Motorsports. is in 14th with Liam Leckie in 15, just behind, not too far behind, 2.9 seconds. Barbecue Boys of Ethan Kaiser still out there. I think his luck has improved. That is not. He is a lap down though, and so he is not really fighting for that one. Peter Flanner of Oh Nom Nom in 17th. Evan Henneman of Tachyon Simsport is 2.6 seconds back on him. Jason Chen of Shapir Simsport in 19th. Aiden Golden of Golden Motorsports in 20. He's also got like a 19-second gap. Stupid Graphic Marshall Scari in 21 and Felipe Bay Nunez of JIT Racing in 22. These two are sort of close. 0.3 seconds, but you only got a couple of drivers right now that are within shooting distance. Trevor Talbot, and we have Elliot Burton is pitting. Lap 12 of 27. I don't think we're going to go straight to 27 laps as well. This has a time limit. I think we're going to go to the time limit before we go to the race end, because those two safety car laps was essentially almost 3, because the safety car came out towards the end of the first lap. The fastest lap was like a 9-minute 3. They were going so slow. I mean, at times they were parked on the track, going into the first right-hander on the Molzon straight. It's just, oh, that was brutal. What can Trevor Talbot do without his shake and bake buddy? He hasn't been able to pass, and look at, you can see the two of them ahead of him, his two buddies. Matthew Zuckerman is the only thing standing between him and his buddies that are ahead. He can see them. They could finish 7, 8, and 9 if it works out. There's Parks de la Cruz out there on track. Good on the Parks de la Cruz to come back out and race. I mean, I definitely never even understood what happened there. That was the race restart. And that was that would have been lap 3. I don't know. Or lap 4. I think this is it. So if you go further back, Parks gets away clean, and then boom, Peter hits him. I think that gives him the essential damage that pretty much ruined any chance he can continue racing, because he then tries to keep together, but he's like, nope, it is completely broken, and then he bails out completely. So his car must have been severely broken. Got a lot to work up. He's only on lap 9 at the moment, and the GT3's on lap 11. Ugh. Oh. Tyler Bramble had a moment. Oh, what do you do early on acceleration there, maybe? That's unfortunate. Cars Racing of Michael Sharon. All good things considered. But then, ooh, was that too much? Oh, he might have actually tried to almost make contact there. Let's go left front. Whoa, that was definitely avoidable. I think he just passed him in a weird spot. And there we go. Almost live. Nick Mazza. Yeah, that's bizarre. Brandon Wilson might have one of the most impressive comebacks from back of the pack. Now up 19 spots, and now has got Gage Heinz just ahead of him. He's on a personal best at 324, and they both go to the pits. Whoa. Pablo Laberhenia got a black flag for his entry into the pits. But he'll be sitting longer than everyone else. So, not even really up for debate there. Is Chris Cheerling is also going in the pits. Everyone else followed suit. See if all the GTPs have jumped in. All right. Who's it going to be? It should be Chris Cheerling, but we'll see in a second. Some people have already changed tires. Now it'll be fuel. And Exioto for Chris Chitterling. Adam Thomas of Broken Clutch Racing out, and then there it is. Brandon Wilson out in third. Gage Heinz is still now is out. And Barbecue Boys Charcoal of Zeki Kabani is out. Replaced his teammate. That's a 5.4 second difference. That's 5 seconds of what Gage put in more in his car than Brandon Wilson. Liam Leckie and Kyle Bastos, who just took over the Inconsolable Racing for Craig Brick. They are the battle for P15. Not much Kyle Bastos can do with that car ahead of him. I'll have to pass him on the outside. Ooh. No, they make contact. Talk about when in a multi-class event when the slower car kind of breaks up your guys' battle, and that was really on the receiving end was Kyle Bastos. Well, we'll see. He's putting the fight right back to him. And unfortunately, he didn't go any further than that. Well, Casca, he's got Kyle Feemster just ahead of him. A lot of debris on the track. Let's take a look here. Ryan Otis has... Jeff is back 10 seconds. And neither one of these drivers have pit. Something happened to Jeff? Yes, they did. Yep. R.I.P. Jeff. Still third. But this is an endurance. A lot of things could happen. One little slip up, that mistake, cost Austin McGill Tom Smith. Can you make a move here on Chris Stewart? E8. I think that gap is getting a little bigger, not smaller. It looked good a while ago. All right, so Ryan Otis and Ty Dunnett have gone in the pits. Jeff is also entering, so is Jake Daly, Alex Zier. So now we get our shakeup for the GT3 class. As well. Who's out first? Ty Dunnett, I think. Daniel McSelvey has just taken over the car on the ledge racing. Orange. Ryan Otis is out. And he enters evenly, and in a 5-second gap. So kind of expect that 103 for them, and then 55.8 for Jeff. At least gives him a chance to cut through a 5-second detriment to rejoin. And Alex Zier has a black flag. So I guess we'll see what that was about. Thaddeus Marshall just kind of on his own. Oh, that's a rough spot. Right at the start of a new lap, and yikes. And then Leckie, Liam Leckie, also just lost his rear. It's twice now. It's unfortunate. Here we go. Aiden Golden trying to make a move here. And got through pretty easily there on Shea McCoy P16. Not a bad, not a bad incident, all things considered. Then Pablo Labrihania. That's a soft barrier. Soft as soft-ish. He's fine. Or is he? I don't know. Like he's here. Wow, that 10-second gap is pretty true. And Pablo Labrihania is definitely, I think, gone in the pits or crashed. He's dropping down the order. Jeff has a chance for at least P2 on Daniel McSelvey. There was a 5-second gap earlier. Now it's 2.4. We got Vices. Disguise. I don't know. Zeki Kabani of the Barbecue Boys just passed Rafael Santos. Different theme this time. Another interesting thing to note here is that Parks de la Cruz is now only down one lap to the GT3s, making it possible for him to get back on the main lap, or I guess the lap for the GT3s. Doubt he's going to pass the field once, LMPs. He is passing Brandon Wilson, which means there is a chance, gosh, there might be a chance where he goes the offensive. What a race this could have been if Parks de la Cruz just passed, sorry, he passed P3, not P2, but, and it's got P2 just ahead of him. If he had not had that damage, and Peter Flander and him didn't make that contact on the restart, this would have been a different one. Ty gonna make it back-to-back wins? It's looking like it. He's got a 7.1 second gap with Daniel McSelvey. And definitely no mistake here. That's a 1.3 second gap to Jeff Koffold. So Jeff is reeling in Daniel McSelvey. Some battles that will happen shortly. Not right at this second. Max Poe of the Pack Sim Sport is up into 9th position with 11 positions gained. Did fairly well considering he got bonked on the opening lap. Kind of crazy. There was 46 drivers that entered this race. Technically speaking, there's only 33. Sorry, no. 36 of them are still out there out of 46. So we lost 10 drivers in this race so far. With lap 17 of 27. I don't think we're making it to 27. Those were 9-minute laps for when we did the safety car for the first 3 laps. I would say first 3 because honestly the safety car caught him right at the start, but they're already going slow. Side by side with Powell Casca. Makes it look easy. It's not. It's still a difficult move. And we have Marshall Scary and the Rothman's livery against Aiden Golden. Golden Motorsports. You can see him in the rear view, and it might be done, or is it? Yes, it is. And Marshall Scary gets that move done. Is Aiden gonna fight back? Rough. Just rough. And his left front is completely bonked. It is turned sideways. That is suspension damage. Seems to be working with it. Nurse it back to the pits. Unfortunate for Aiden there. He was having a great race. He was up 12 spots. Oh, look at it. Now it's going the other way. Now we could just get it to spin. I don't know about you guys, but I personally like this cam. You can't go full bore here because, I mean, there's Michael Sharon there, car racing, and he knows gotta nurse this. He also can't turn left that well. And there's another driver, Jason Chen, who just passed it. Felipe Nunez is about 26 seconds back in P17. And, oh, it's back out to going fully left. It was right for a bit. Is it going to flip over? I mean, he's got a fully meatballed car, and so does another driver. And we'll take a look at that. We'll let this driver have this moment here. Seki Kabami with good and right-handers. Oh! Oh! It's like a chopper came of that. Zeki Kabani, the Barbecue Boys Sharker, spins and then trying to brake. Bang! Ding, that's Tom Smith. He gets hit in that, and he's just going into the... And that's... Let's take a look here on board with Tom Smith, who's not... Maybe not seeing this one. Oh, he sees the spin. Oof. He was still on throttle for a minute. He's like, maybe if I just go right. And no. And then it's Kyle Bastos. Has a little bit of a moment of his own. Aiden get this to the pits? Yes, he did. Let's take one more good look here at good old Aiden Golden. No yellow flag. Is there? Oh, there's a limit on the yellow flags after a certain amount of laps and everything. Hey, he's trying to get some tire wear. Whoa, it's gone. All right. He's in safe territory. Okay, so Michael Sharon here had a little bit of a spin. I think that's happened before. You've seen a lot of this in the, whoop, almost too far. Max Poe. And Bazaar. That one seems weird. Nick Mazza in SimCity Racing. A little bit of a... We should take a compilation of all the just the rears, all the rear ones that are happening. That one again, almost like it was the rear that got him there. Here he is, fine. Oh, it tries to accelerate. I think, yeah, that'll get you. Max Poe earlier on, different spot, and then whoop. Not bad, all things considered. And then Felipe B. Nunez, the final, oop, across the start straight finish. Hey, he got that slowed down. And then Elliot Burton, oof. And then Shay McCoy, the Barbecue Boys. Barbecue Boys, both teams have not been having a great run of it, all things considered. He is in the pits. There is a limit. There's a limit of 2 safety cars per race. If they're using the safety car generator, the in-house Broken Wing Racing one, after a certain amount of laps, there's just going to be no safety cars thrown, just in the interest of moving the race along. I think it's within the first 20 minutes or so, but I mean that would be in the Sprint Championship. Is what that rule applies to. In the Endurance Championship, I would assume it was closer to 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I think, I'm almost positive that's it, because I remember we went to Watkins Glen and had one thrown on like lap 15 and then lap 20, 28, and that was well within the race. Like, we only had like, it was almost about halfway through the race. It was close to halfway. Now, I'm going to take a look here at how this happened. P1. Battle for P1, and I missed it. My bad, guys. Alright, so this was just raw pace for Brandon Wilson of Hyperion Racing. This was on lap 18, so it just happened 1 lap ago. Scoreboard's correct in live, this isn't. And yeah, just Chris Shearling had like a 6-second gap too. Yeah. Brandon, but the safety car is what brought Brandon Wilson back into play. Chris Stewart had a bit of a moment here and is able to, hey, able to keep it together. So now, I was kind of thinking that Jeff Koffold would make a quick work of this. That 1.4 second gap is just kind of staying 1.4 seconds. I don't know if Daniel McSelvey needed a couple of laps to get things together, but it went 5 seconds to 1.4, 1.5, and now Jeff has kind of kept it right there. He hasn't been able to make any progress on that driver ahead of him. Peter Flanner, who's now down only 3 spots from where he started this race. And I'm not sure if he'll be able to go to the end, but he hit on lap 10. But he's got Nick Mazza just ahead of him. I mean, I'll be kind of shocked if this thing... And there's that move almost... I think it's complete. We'll see if Nick decides to battle back here. It looks like he's going to try. It'll be interesting to see if we go to lap 27. And Nick has gotten right back through on Peter Flanner. Let's take a look here. Zeki Kabani's out there, back out on track. Felipe B. Nunez is out there. Jason Chen in 14th. Marshall Scari in 13th. Did we lose? No, we didn't lose Barbecue Boys of Ethan Kaiser. Parks de la Cruz is now on lap 16. And he's about 40 seconds away from catching Lee Winters, who's in P31 in the overall, and now possibly be able to start reeling in all the other GT3s. Aiden Golden, he's bowed out of this race. That just leaves... Who was that? Aiden Golden, yeah. So the guy with the broken tire, he limped it all the way back. He's out of the race. So I just wanted to take a quick look at his repaired tire. But ooh, there's Elliot Burton. Let's take a look here. Oh, Nick Mazza blocked it up. That's how Peter Flanner got through. Gage Hines. Ooh, what was that? Take a look here. Whoa! Why was he braking? And I think that was Gage having to take avoiding action. Did he brake that much in that into the Porsche curve? It's fully on the brakes. I don't know. That's a rough one. And then Elliot Burton just, rear spin. The baby Nunez. And that's 3 wrecks in almost no amount of time. Guy is going to probably take it away. 6 seconds gap to P2. Daniel McSelvey now has a 2.3 second gap to Jeff Koffold there. And if we go over to Brandon Wilson, who's leading this race, he has got a 7.6 second gap to Chris Chitterling. The difference on the last lap was a 3:24.5 from Brandon and a 3:27.4 from Chris. Dang. Starting from the back, on the top. This is what Trey Misak is trying to do one of these times. He just needs a safety car to help him get there. After the initial release. Because he jumped a bunch of spots off the start, I think. Actually, you know what? He didn't even jump a bunch of spots. He just did this naturally throughout the race after the restart. Because he was in contact with one of the drivers right on the... turn... Is that turn 3? Turn 4? And everyone has kind of found their own pace on track. There's only 33 drivers on track out of 46. No flag just yet. It's on lap 21, 22. They just set the fastest lap on lap 22. I think it should wrap up before the 27 mark there. I'd be shocked. Parks de la Cruz now has some of the GT3 drivers that are a full lap ahead of him. It's got 1 minute and 13 seconds to the driver that he has to pass. And then after that, he would kind of be about... What's your favorite French food? Oh, I don't know. I did have a bunch of French food when I was in France. I actually think they have like these their baguette sandwiches are pretty baller. The only thing I'd say is like I had to get one with sauce, like because some of theirs were just like dry, like they had the condiments and everything, but there's nothing inside. But it is one with like some type of oil or something, and I was just like, well, I don't want to eat it dry because I know if I have a dry sandwich, it's gonna just be terrible. But yeah, it was a baguette sandwich. Only negative was that it was kind of hard. Like the whole like shell of the baguette was quite hard to bite into at first. But that's a sandwich, though. It's not really French. I mean, but it was a baguette. Oh, you know what? French tacos. I actually really enjoyed it. You are gonna have to Google that one because it's not the same as what you're thinking. It's not anything close to the word taco by any means stretch of the imagination. But they call them French tacos, and they're very famous there. The only correct answer is mussels and fries. I mean, I had a seafood dish when I was on Normandy, and it was good, but I was like nothing special. 3 GT3 Amigos are 6, 7, and 8 now. That really worked out. Oh, let's take a look. Team Garrett Powell, the 4.8-second gap to Team Brandon Johnson. And then Trevor Talbot did get past Matthew Zuckerman. 6, 7, and 8. You stormed beaches? No, I went to Normandy for the history of everything. I'm a proud American. What are you? It's very difficult to travel on the public transport there, though. All they have is buses, and schedules didn't really make any sense. I'd ask locals how to navigate everything. We would you consider a coffee and a cigarette French? I mean, that's pretty French. 5 laps to go. I don't know about that. That safety car was 9 minutes a lap. There's no way this doesn't somehow exceed their race limit thing. I would click on someone else. So let's take a look at our look at it. Ty Dunnett, who's passing P13. Aerokinetic Racing. Do you have a favorite French food there, Mark? I honestly like thinking about it. I ate a lot of sushi and, and a lot of Indian coffee and cigarettes about. Okay, I was gonna say I ate a lot of Indian food in Paris. You can imagine why. Oh man, Paris is oh, here we go. Final lap. Final lap. It's the final lap. I knew it wasn't gonna go. The back petit. What does that mean? I don't know. Is that a slur? I don't remember. All right. So this is the final lap. No one's really fighting for anything. I mean, Adam Thomas has gotten about 4/10 here to Chris Chitterling, but that's the closest thing on track. Everything else is vastly different. But take a look for a little bit here. I knew it wasn't going to go to 27 laps. That would have been insane. 3 minutes and 23 seconds for the fastest GTP driver to take that. Le Mans usually shows just the sheer skill difference of every driver that enters. I mean, truly. And how well do you know this track? But I mean, at the same time, this is just such a long track to keep pace and momentum, and really, it's a challenge. The bistros are where it's at. I had duck confit. I did have duck, but I mean, I've had duck in the States, though. But by rednecks, so it's probably way different. I mean, it is way different. They prepared it way different, so there's not. But I'm just saying, like, it's duck. I mean, I think duck's a decent meat to eat. And there you go. It's not. Is that? It's finishing there. That is Brandon Wilson, who wins that for Hyperion Racing. That is 22 positions gained, and he has done it. And Chris Chitterling of the Little Lugnuts is going to finish in second for the GTP class as he crosses the line. Good for him. And then Adam Thomas of Broken Clutch Motorsport in third. Gage Heinz has a little bit ways to go. Barbecue Boys of Zeki Kabani, Cart Charcoal in 15th finishes the race. He is done. Gage Heinz across the line. And he is finishing fourth for Valhalla Motorsports. Rafael Santos of ISIS? I don't know. His little Hakusuke Miku got him to fifth. 12 positions gained. Powell Casca, the 212 Racing Blue, in sixth. He has just a little bit ways to go. And there you have it. With just enough fuel to take it across the line. Nick Mazza of SimCity Racing in seventh. Max Poe in eighth. Matt Benson almost there for Valhalla Motorsports. Oh, sorry, Valhalla Motor Boats. I wasn't even saying that correctly the entire time. Motor Boats. That's great. Great job there, Matt Benson. Peter Flanner of Onam Nom in 10. Evan Henneman not across the line just yet. And the GT3s are not across the line at all. None of them, besides the ones in the back. Pack the pack. All the ones are still on the lap to get them across. Evan Henneman of Tachyon Simsport in 11. Al Bastos. And actually, Ty Dunnett of Aerokinetic up 4 positions, wins for the GT3s over Daniel McSelvey, who's on the Ledge Racing Orange in second. And Valhalla Motorsports of Jeff Koppold in third. That was Inca Salsa Racing Kyle Bastos, who just finished in 12th. Jason Chen has a little bit ways to go. Jake Daly across the line for Heridos Racing in 4th. Chris Stewart. And it looks like he's struggling to get to the finish line, but Shake Bake Racing in 5th. Jason Chen in 13th for Shapir Sim Sport. Ooh. Brandon Johnson. Actually, we'll go to Marshall. That's not Mark. No. Brandon Johnson in 6th. Congrats to him. Trevor Talbot is going to finish just like how they started this race, right next to each other. Garrett Powell across the line into 8th. Matt Zuckerman into 10th. Ryan Mulvey still has a ways to go here. Um, Stupid Graphics Racing of Marshall Scari in 14. Zeki Kabani, the Barbecue Boys in 15. Jit Racing of Felipe Bay Nunez in 16. Dylan Thomas of Draft Punk Rock Flag and Eagle in 12th. Michael Sharon of Cars Racing in 13. Parks de la Cruz of 212 Racing and White in 17. Ryan Mulvey finishes in 10th. Ethan Kaiser in Barbecue Boys in 18th for the GTPs. Elliot Burton in 11th for the GT3s. Lee Winters in 14th in class. Tom Smith 15 in class. And congratulations to Brandon Wilson. What a surprise comeback there, Brandon. You had that incident right off the bat, off the opening lap, but then you were able to repair and then come back on those after the safety car. What was the momentum after that? After that incident?
Yeah, well, first off, I want to apologize to the guy I got into it. In the moment, I thought it was my fault, but then as I had time with my 5 minute tow back to pit lane, I was able to look at the replay, and there was a little bit of net code in there, but it was more so on my fault. So apologies to him. But yeah, I spent a lot of time at this track in the past, not necessarily with this brand new tire model, but as soon as I can get into a flow around this track, I'm really confident and strong around here, even though it's not one of my best tracks. So I just had to not get the slowdowns, and I figured that would be okay.
Yeah, I mean, you ended up having what was like a just a momentous case of like speed increase throughout the race, and then I think on the lap 22 you ended up getting the fastest lap again, and so you must have had some confidence as the race went on and as you were building up that pace when you because you had I think at one point it was probably like 6 seconds to Chris Chitterling, and then you brought that all the way down up until you passed him on like lap 18.
Yeah, I mean it's tough too, because like I said, with this new tire model, I like the previous setups do not work really. You're way slower. So literally on the grid of the race, I just threw a bunch of crap at it, hoping to get a little bit more rotation out of the car, and some stuff stuck. I think it still needs a little bit more tweaking, but yeah. Now it's for me, it's all eyes on Daytona prep, and yeah. But I'm glad I could come away with a win here.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. It was a masterclass of a win there. I mean, you really put it in full force, and you're able to get by, especially after not wanting to be at the back end there at the start, and then able to get it to the front, especially when you had like the guys of Parks de la Cruz, Peter Flanner. They made contact on that restart, which both sent them both tumbling down the order, and really neither one of them able to kind of attack after that to kind of keep the fight on in the that those top spots there.
Yeah, no, I was disappointed to see De La Cruz go out. I saw that he had pretty good pace in practice, so um, yeah, I was excited to try to catch up to him in the race. Me and my teammates do make a little bit of a challenge to just start from the back and see where we can go. Because with 90 minutes, we think that we should be able to get to the front, and yeah, it just helps keep us focused rather than starting up front.
Absolutely. It some of you guys did really well on that one as far as being able to get through the pack. Some of them I think stayed within the realms of where they're going to be at. But I mean, all in all, great race. Congratulations again. I mean, win at Le Mans. That's got to feel great. Thanks for joining me, Brandon, and good luck on your next one.
Yep. Thanks, Jason.
Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you for joining me. As always, you can always join the Discord, look at our merch, buy some of the merch. Follow us on YouTube as well. And everyone just have a good evening and maybe have a beer.